Hey guys, I hope everybody is okay. This is my first video in my channel, so I hope everybody will love this video and take some learning. Now, the people say that the iOS development is very saturated. I also feel sometimes, but some say the Swift is also dying. But the real question is the learning of Swift is still worth in 2026? Let's talk about facts. It's not the hype. Uh, so, hey guys, welcome to Code with Swiftly. If you are thinking about learning with Swift or wondering if you have made a right choice, then this video will give you the clarity. By the end of this video, you will learn how the Swift actually stands in 2026, and you should also learn who shouldn't who should learn the Swift or who shouldn't learn it. For this, I have divided this video in around 6 sections so that you get the full clarity on the Swift. Then from the next class, next tutorials, next videos, we will slowly learn about the Swift. Now, first question is many people who are in a college or who wants to learn Swift, iOS development, so have these questions. What does the Swift actually powers? This is a very big misconception, and let's clear it. That a Swift is not just for the iPhone apps. Swift powers iPhone apps, iPad apps, Apple Watch apps, Apple TV apps. Now the some of them are the Vision apps, and also in currently in some of them like the Android apps also that we can develop some of the Android apps with the Swift basic Android apps in the export and using the Swift. We will talk about that later. So as long as the Apple exist, Swift will exist. And you know, Apple is not going anywhere, so the Swift is also not going anywhere. Now, second question is the Apple ecosystem shrinking? People say the market is saturated, but let's just have the right question. Is the Apple ecosystem shrinking? No. There are more devices every year, more services, more apps, more businesses building the internal iOS apps. You also know that the Apple apps are can be used for in the Apple ecosystem. We can develop within the Swift is open source. You can in the GitHub if you in the GitHub you can search in Swift and you can see the code of the Swift. So you can um, give your some contributions also in the Swift. So obviously, in the Swift is developed not only by Apple, it is developed by other contributors also. So if you need if you want something, so you can do it in the GitHub. If you can contribute it. So obviously, it is not saturated. If you select the right path, the Swift will be the development will not saturated, but it is saturated for the low quality developers. Okay, the demand is in work. The demand is not much. It's not like there is no demand. There's a huge demand of Apple devices. I am asking you a question. How many of you are using iPhones? I think in this, whoever is using learning the seeing the video, around 50% or 60% of you are using iPhones. So where is it for iPhone applications? The YouTube, right? Or Gmail, or iOS applications like Apple applications, maps, everything. It's not getting disappeared. The demand is always going high. Let's go for the third question. Why the Swift is still a modern language? Basic thing is Swift is the most modern language in the iOS development. You have heard about something. Let's take something like you have heard about concurrency. I think concurrency means now suppose you have multiple who are the developers here. You may heard about a term called as threads, right? So there are you can create multiple threads, whether you are a Java developer or Android developer or anything. You know about threads, right? So what are threads? So if you can create threads and you can run your code in parallel, right? So previously when we were coding maybe 3 years back, we were using GCDs, Grand Central Dispatch, or operation queues for the creation and maintaining of the threads for the parallel executions, for asynchronous executions, right? But now there is something called as combined framework. They sample the async await, where there are actors, which came in Swift 5.5, and now in Swift 6, it is full concurrent code. What's the difference? When we are using GCD, we had multiple things, we had multiple problems, right? We used to when somebody used to write the code using the GCD or operation queue, the other developers have to understand it. But when you are writing a code using async await, it's there, right? So why does Swift is a modern language? Swift is fast, right? It is performance is close to the C++ performance. It is safe, right? We have optionals which can be used to prevent the crash. If you have a variable which is declared as optional, right? So you can when you will use it, you can prevent the crash. Uh, it means that variable can hold nil object also. So um, it can prevent crash. Now, yeah, I told you before only, it has a built-in concurrency. We're using the async and await, and it is a long-term maintainability. We can maintain the code in the long term with the Swift, right? Now, many people have a question like why not Objective C? Yeah, Objective C was an old thing. Now Swift. Multiple companies I have worked on, multiple companies, the multiple projects are migrated from Objective C to Swift. Okay, now there's a real problem. The problem is why do people struggle using Swift? The real truth is people don't struggle because the Swift is bad. They struggle because they learn without the syntax, without fundamentals, without the architectures, the code they are understand code they are using the code or they are learning the code without understanding why they are learning the code, why the code, why this kind of code. Because if I have to suppose I have to write a code to multiply two numbers, okay. um I can directly multiply, suppose 2 and 3. I can directly write a code for multiply two numbers, 2 into 3, right? Or I can write 2 plus 2 plus 2, or 3 plus 2, 3 plus 3, right? Will be the same result. Either you write 2 into 3 equal to 6, or 2 plus 2 equal to 6, right? Which is the easier way, which is the compiler friendly. So when you write a solution to the problem, right, you have to understand which is the best way to understand to design the problem. So the problem is the companies don't reject because you don't know Swift. Companies reject because you can't design the system, you can't debug, and you can't reason about the code. You don't know why this code is written. I will give you a small example. When I was live using my previous project for Liberty Global, there the problem was that was the existing project. You will when you will start uh, writing iOS apps in the company, most very few projects you will get from the scratch. Multiple projects you will get from the previous projects only. You have to uh, project that are working on, it's going on, so you have to jump into that project. Now, if you don't know the fundamentals, you don't know the syntax properly, and if you don't know the architecture, there are multiple architecture. The MVVM, MVC is limited. No companies are using MVC, MVVM, Viper. So if you don't know the fundamentals of those architectures, how will code, right? So when we came for the Liberty Global, when Infosys took over the Liberty Global project, so we have also the same thing. There were multiple developers from their project was from getting executed from 2017. So we had to write multiple projects, multiple. Um, we have to understand the project. There were around 2 months of transitions only from the Liberty Global to in Infosys, right? So that's the problem. That's the thing. So when we are there were Objective C code, so we have to change the from the Objective C, we have to change to the Swift, right? So that's the fundament. That's the thing. The companies are going on. Companies are moving directly from Objective C to Swift. Okay. Now the in 2026, the companies don't hire for the Swift typist because what multiple people do is if you have a problem, we go to the Stack Overflow. Previously, it was Stack Overflow. Now we have ChatGPT, Google Gemini, multiple AIs tools we have. We just go and write the problem and we get a solution and we just copy and paste without understanding what is happening. That's the truth, right? So my thing is when I am taking something in the next tutorials, next videos, if you are not understanding why I am writing, right? Please do a comment. Okay, ask me a question why you are writing in the next video, or maybe in the small shorts or anything. I will answer that question, obviously. Okay, so please be problem solvers. Don't just copy paste, right? Because now suppose I have we have multi many of you have know about data structures, right? We have the data structures, but we have sorting algorithms in data structures, multiple sorting, merge sort, quick sort, insertion sort, right? Which is the best one, right? Merge sort, right? So you have to understand it, when to use, why we are using quick sort, why we are using merge sort, why we are using insertion sort, what is the time complexity of those, right? When you will go for the suppose you are going for the bigger companies called like Google or Apple, there you have to write the code or the architecture for them, right? Like graphs, trees you have to use, right? So what is matters more than a syntax is understanding the architectures, whether you are MVVM or you are using Viper, or for the basic small program you are using MVC. But you have to understand the architecture. You have to understand the asynchronous code and concurrency. You have to understand how the memory can be managed. You have to you should have a mindset for the testing. You should I testing means unit testing, UI testing in the Swift or Xcode. When you are writing a business logic, you need to do the unit testing of that logic, right? Before delivering it to the client. And second, last thing is you should be writing clean and usable code. So how to write a usable codes using the functions, using the classes? You can just reuse the uh, functions. Like if you have suppose um, multiple project, multiple pages of the project or multiple files of the project, you have to add two numbers. So you will not add everywhere you have to add. You will add two numbers, right? You will write a function and then they will call that function everywhere, right? The similar way. That's a reusability. You should be writing a code which should be reusable, right? And now also that suppose there is a bug. If you after within if you when you are facing obviously when if you are a developer you will see the bug, you will get a bug. But during the bug only, if you by seeing the bug only, if you can understand that why that bug happened, then you are a good developer. Okay. Now let's see who should learn Swift. That's the question that I have asked before. Who should learn Swift? You should learn Swift if you have this four things in mind. You want to build a high quality mobile app, right? Or maybe for iPad, iOS, tvOS, anything. You should enjoy, and know the clean and structured code, how to write a clean and structured code. You want to have a long term and stable technology knowledge, right? And you are ready to think, not just copy paste that I told you before. No, I just want a solution. I'll just go and copy paste from the chat GPT or the Stack Overflow. I will not know the logic. That's not the proper of the then you will not be a good developer. Because tomorrow, if suppose if you write a copy paste and do something, tomorrow your manager or your senior developer told you to change something in that code. Where from how you will change the code, right? So better to not just copy paste. Understand it, then you can copy paste. We have also done copy pasting, but not directly. We should understand the code, what it is doing, whether we can more optimize the code more, right? Then only we should copy paste, not before that. Who should not learn Swift? If you want quick money, Swift is not for quick money. You have to learn multiple things. You have to learn days. It will take days to learn because every year Apple is introducing something new or changing something new. You have to learn it. If you hate debugging, you have to debug. As I told before, bugs will come. Today's the code is running properly. Tomorrow the bug will come. Maybe the issue is not with you. The issue is with the backend server. But you have not handled the edge case, so the bug is there. You have to handle it, right? You have to think out of the box before handling the code. And third is you don't want to learn the fundamentals. That's not a good. So, what is your conclusion? Is the Swift worth learning in 2006? Yes, if you learn the right way. You have to learn it the right way. Not just the syntax, not just tutorials, just real engineering and technology, right? So, this is the end of this video for the first video. We'll meet tomorrow. So, on Code with Swiftly, we don't just chase trends, we build understanding, right? So if you want to learn Swift in the right way, architecture, asynchronous code, real bugs, testing, right? Then just subscribe to the channel. I will put some source also. If you have some questions in the Swift, so you can just put it. I will try to make a short videos of that and put it in YouTube Short so that it doesn't come with the uh, actual code. So how I will teach it? I will do some topics, okay, And also at the last, I think maybe 4 5 minutes, I will discuss some interview questions about that topic. Okay, so that you can be prepared for the interview also about that topic. Okay. And also, if you get some interview questions, you can share it in the video comments. Obviously, I will take those uh, comments, right? So, let's just, I have something to share, that is, what we will do in the second video. I will, every video I will tell in the last, okay, what we will do in the next video, okay? So that next video we will learn about optionals that I told you. It prevents the crashing of the app. We will write some real codes in using optionals. We will have to write some how the optionals should be handled, right? What is question mark? What is exclamatory symbols, right? And then we will use how to unwrap. Options is like a bomb. You have a packet, right? You can think, okay. Uh, Today, just a give brief about options. Like you can think it as a packet, gift packet, which has been given to you, but you don't know what is inside, right? Whether it contains a bomb or actual something that you are expecting, right? So you have to unwrap it, then you can know, right, whether it's a bomb or something, right? So if you are using it directly with the directly if you use it without unwrapping it, so what will happen? If it's a bomb, it will blast. That's the crash, right? Think about it. Think like that. So I will sometimes I will give some real examples also, real world examples, so that you can um, um, sync with it. You can understand it better. Okay. So that's the video for today. Okay. Thank you guys. Welcome to Code with Swiftly. And if I please excuse me if there is some problem in my speech. Slowly, I will try to make it more interactive. If it's not more interactive, then I will. If you can have give feedback in the comments. Feedbacks are always welcome, right? Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you.